Good afternoon, you guys. I thought I would take a minute to go over most of the odds from yesterday's review, and then you guys can finish the evens for today. And we're going to have a little quiz tomorrow, okay? So let's go over 1 and 3. So I didn't misread these, or I didn't misread them. I just didn't read it completely. So numbers 1 and 3 actually asked for the component form and the magnitude. So I'll have to I didn't put that in the form, but we'll talk about it right now. Okay, so let's first talk about component form. So you see how this says X to Y? So X means that's your initial. X is like where it starts, and then Y would be where it ends. Okay, so when we do terminal minus initial, we want to do this. All right, that's how we do number 1. And so our final answer should be 5 and then 7. Now, when it asks us to find magnitude, remember, if we have component form, all you have to do is Pythagorean theorem. Like so, and then 25 plus 49 gives me 74. And you can leave it like that, or you can leave it in decimal form, or you can break it down, leave it in radical form. All right, so then this one would be terminal, minus initial, terminal minus initial. So that would give me -3, 1. And then the magnitude would be -3 squared. I really could just put 3 squared. I don't have to put the negative, because once we square it, the negative goes away. So -3 squared is 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. All right, so that's the component form and the magnitude. Number 5, I don't need to go over because that was awesome. Number 7, I think most everybody got that one right too. This magnitude should be 544. Most of y'all left it as a decimal, which is 100% fine. So root 544, or 23.3. Okay. Then when you do the sign, it's 20 over 23.3. And you should get 59 degrees. 0.1 degrees. I said round to the tenths, I believe. So, because this is in quadrant 1, you're done. So there's your direction, and here is your magnitude. Okay? Now, number 9, again, you could have left it. Here's your magnitude. I went ahead and did this because most of y'all got the magnitude right. Again, some of you, let me see what the decimal approximation is. Most of you left it, or 33.1. That's also okay. And then when you do the sign, you get -25. Remember, you just kind of ignore the negative and put 25 degrees. But is 25 degrees right? So 25 degrees should be in quadrant 1. Is this angle in quadrant 1? No, it goes all the way around here. So because it's in quadrant 3, we want to do 180 plus 25. If that makes sense. And so your angle is 205 degrees. All right, 25 is good, but that's not your final answer. Okay? All right, 11, y'all did great, except for a few of you left the comma. Remember, you just put a plus or a minus. Because the 2 is positive, you're going to put a plus. And literally, that's it. Okay? All right, number 13 was the most missed one, and I get why. So the first thing is we want to determine the magnitude of this. All right, so we're going to do -√7 squared plus -√2 squared. So when you square a radical, it's just going to be 7 plus 2, which is the square root of 9, and the square root of 9 is 3. So we are saying that the magnitude of this vector is 3. Well, we want the magnitude of that vector to be 1. So that means we need to go back and divide everything by 3. So we're going to divide this by 3 and divide that by 3. And there's your final answer. That's it. So V hat is going to equal negative root 7 over 3 and negative root 2 over 3. Because once you scale this back to divide by 3, which will give you 1, which is what you want, you have to then divide everything by 3. Okay? So try that on 14. Find the magnitude and then literally just put the magnitude under that and you're done. Okay, 15 says, vector V has a force of 2 miles per hour, so I'm going to put 2 here, at an angle 22 degrees above the horizontal. So I'm going to drop a perpendicular, and here's my X and here's my Y. Find the horizontal and vertical components. So I want my answer to look like this. Okay? So, how can I answer this question? Well, because it is a right triangle, I can do SOHCAHTOA. All right? So I'm going to first pretend as if the Y is not here. And so this would be my A and this would be my H. So I'm going to do cosine of 22 degrees equals X over 2. And then that's a multiply. All right, and I'm just going to type that in. 2 times cosine 22, and that is 1.9. It's 1.85, but I said round to the nearest tenths in my directions. All right, so now I'm going to put the Y back, and I'm going to pretend like this doesn't exist, and so now this is going to be the O, and that's sine. So sine of 22 degrees equals O over H. Alright, and then I'm just going to go type in 2 times sine 22, and that is 0.74. So it's really just 0.7. Okay, and there's your answer. So it goes 1.9 miles per hour, and this unit would be miles per hour. Okay, and there's your component form. Component form, remember, means X and Y. So this is going to the right and this is going up. Okay? All right, number 17. Oh, let me go back and say, let's say that instead of pushing an angle above the horizontal, we were going below the horizontal. So if I had a problem like this and you were going below the horizontal, which component would be negative? Would the X be negative or the Y? So this one should still be positive, but then this one would be negative. I'll tell you that just because it happens in number 16. It's not exactly the same. It's just an obtuse angle, so something's going to be negative. I just want you to, try to draw that accurately. Okay? I'll go over it if I need to tomorrow. All right, number 17 and numbers 17 and 19 are like what we did yesterday and the day before. So vector U has a magnitude of 24 and a direction of 0. That's not exactly horizontal, so let's try it again. So 24 units and a direction of 0. Vector V has a magnitude of 40 and a direction of 115. 40 units. And then 115 is this angle. Find the magnitude and the direction. So, may I leave it like this? And the answer is no. Okay? So, I'm going to slide. So, 115 goes here. And then I'll do 65 degrees here. Okay? So, y'all remember that should equal 180. So, I'm going to put this back. 24 units here. 40 units here. And so then that goes there. And so we want to find the magnitude, which is this, our X, and then our direction is this angle of which it opens. All right, just be sure we don't want to use the 115. Now we're going to use the law of cosine because this is not a right triangle, so that's why it's a little different from 15. So we're going to do X squared equals 24 squared plus 40 squared. Sorry, I always run out of room, it seems. All right, let's type it in. 24 squared plus 40 squared minus 2 times 24 times 40, and then cosine 65. And we get a pretty big number. And then we got to take the square root of it, if you remember. Okay? And it says round to the nearest whole number, so that's 37 units. Okay? Now, I need to find theta, or the angle. I'm going to go up above it just so I have room, okay? So to find cosine of theta, I'm going to do the numbers on either side of it first, minus the one across from it, all over 2 times each of those. Okay? So and then I get and then I'm going to do second cosine, second negative, and it should give me that theta is approximately 79 degrees. Alright, so, sorry, all of this goes for problem 17 there. Alright, so 79 degrees at 37 units at 79 degrees. And then lastly, two forces with magnitude 20 and 40 pounds are at an angle of 55 degrees between them. Okay, so we have something, we have 55 degrees between them, we have 20 pounds, and we have 14 pounds. We need to find the magnitude of the resultant, but can we leave it like this? And it says no. We cannot, because it is not tip to tail. So we're going to keep this one as is. We're going to slide this, that's not parallel, sorry, here. So 55 degrees goes here. And then remember, 55 is not the number we want to use. So we're going to do 180 minus 55, which gives us 125 degrees. So the 20's here, the 14's here, and now our resultant is going to be here. All right, and it just asks for magnitude, so that's x. So we're going to do x squared equals. Okay. Oops. Uh-oh, sorry, I mistyped. I gotta start over. And then you gotta take the square root. Oh, it said round to the nearest whole number. I just accidentally rounded, so let's just leave it at that. And pounds is your answer. Okay, so I hope doing those will help you complete the others. So today I want you to complete the evens. And of course, if I see like that there are multiple missed answers or questions, then I'll go through them in a video for tomorrow. But we will have a short quiz tomorrow. Okay, and then we'll kind of get to our last topic. All right, y'all have a great day.